Paul here. Tom Murphy, get us going.
All right, let me get my recorder started. So hey, Pooh, how's practice look this week? How are things going?
Practice has been going pretty good. We just been keying in on the little details and things like that, and just trying to get a step on the opposing offense.
All right. Y'all probably heard a lot of the fan voice in the last few days. What's that been like as a team hearing that? And do you feel like maybe y'all are playing for Coach Pittman a little bit these last 2 weeks?
Definitely, I feel like we putting everything on the line for our coach there because we really love these guys. These guys are passionate about the game of ball and things like that. But just for us, the big thing about it is just blocking out the outside noise and just playing our brand of football, going out. Like I said, just worry about FIU this week and just taking advantage of the two opportunities that we have left in order to get this program going in the right direction.
Josh, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, people call college football a brotherhood, and this is really where those relationships come into play. I mean, when you're winning and everything's going right, yeah, it's easy to be friends. It's easy to love each other. But when things are going wrong, this is when you lean on each other, you rely on each other, and ultimately you're working towards a common goal, which is to finish the season as strong as possible.
Mm-hmm. As well as y'all played at Florida with the run game and everything, what happened against Auburn that didn't allow that to click as it did the week before, Josh?
Yeah, I would say there are a lot of factors, but ultimately it just comes down to personally our preparation and how we execute the game plan. I mean, college football, there 1 week doesn't mean anything for the next week or the week before. And so even though we had success against Florida and ultimately we won the game, there were things that we didn't do well in that game that we unfortunately weren't able to correct. And going into this week, this is something that we have to focus on. And this is what we're repping in practice to make sure that the errors mentally and physically that we made in the game are corrected when we go on the field on Saturday.
How gratifying was that for you in Gainesville a couple of weeks ago with a lot of family there?
I mean, it was great. It was something I look forward to all off season, but at the end of the day, that was 2 weeks ago now, and we have 2 more games that we need to be focused on, and we need to play for our fans in Razorback Stadium. I mean, we haven't put a good showing on yet this year, and that's all we're focused on right now, just showing up for the fans and showing out.
They got a freshman quarterback. What do you see from that offense?
So the quarterback, even though he's a freshman, he's a real very athletic guy. He has speed on him, but he can also sling it. And the thing about it that like I just say, we just got to keep an upbeat tempo on them guys. Just picking up on little factors, like what do O-lineman stands tell us? What does running back depth? Things like that, that just give us an edge on the game and just, being real big on our communication and just playing together.
Courtney, go ahead.
Yeah, just a quick question for both of you guys. We got to see Jacoby a little bit in that game this past Saturday. I was wondering from each of your perspective, what is he like as a teammate and a player on this roster?
Just looking at Jacoby and talking with him, throughout the days, you can tell that he's a natural born leader. He has that factor about him that was instilled in him and things like that. First of all, he's a great guy. Anytime you need to just go talk to him, outside of football as well. Like it's been times that I've seen him, me and him going to tutoring sessions together, and we don't even talk about ball. It's just catching up on each other. Like, how are you? How where your mind, your headspace, and things like that. So, great guy, somebody that you can definitely lean on. And, just watching him go out there and just make those type of plays really made me happy. Just watching him put in the preparation, and once his number was called for him to go out there and make such an impact so fast, and just seeing him out there leading around, man, it was just awesome.
Yeah, seeing the work he puts in and day out, just in practice, and him getting the opportunity and having his number called and him filling the shoes that needed to be filled. It was great for me to see that just as a friend of his.
Mm-hmm. Thank you both. That's it for me.
Bob, go ahead.
Hey, I guess for both guys, you've been playing all these big name SEC teams. Obviously, now you're playing FIU, and they're having a tough season too. What's it like going from all these SEC games? Now you're playing a team. I think you're favored to beat by 30 points. I mean, I know that's just point spread, but what's it like getting ready for a team that's not an SEC team this late in the year?
We're not really a bit like logo team. We don't really just work like, no matter how big or small the opponent is, we're going to go out there and play, tough, fast, and physical brand of football and things like that. So, just going into this week, we prepared this week like we have every other week. And that's, just big on communication, big on getting to the football, big on being physical and, just flying around. And like Braun said, just giving our fans, what they deserve. We haven't put a good showing on for the past couple of weeks at home and things like that. So, it's just big for us to go out here and give the fans what they deserve.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately it comes down to us as an offense just doing what we're supposed to do. We haven't given a good show at home, and so it doesn't matter whether we're playing FIU or Georgia at home this week. We're preparing exactly the same way, hoping to put on a good show for the fans and just for our brothers.
Yeah, Josh, you being from Florida, I think FIU's been playing football, I don't know, 20-something years maybe, so they're relative newbie. Just wonder, as a guy who grew up in Florida, kind of what's the perception of FIU's program?
I mean, they have a solid program from what I understand. They hit some roadblocks this year, but they keep fighting, and they're not going to come in here and just lay down. They're going to give us their all. They're fighting for bowl eligibility still, and they're not just going to hand us a win. So we need to go out there and be physical, run to the ball, and just play our hearts out.
And then, after you guys beat Florida, big theme was, you can close out strong at home, get bowl eligible, and then the Auburn game was a tough loss, obviously. So how do you guys refocus, and what's the big motivation now?
Just going 1-0 these last 2 weeks and taking advantage of the 2 opportunities we have left. And it's just, okay, we didn't play our brand last week, but it's time to move forward. Ain't no time to be in the past and, things like that. We just going to look forward to these 2 opportunities that we still have left. And, for all the guys on the team, they love football. So it don't matter, we're going to go out there, we're going to play our brand. We're going to play fast. We're going to correct what we had to correct and get it right for Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, our season's very simple now. We have 2 games left, and at this point, it's a point of pride. I mean, we're going out there to put on a show, and we're not playing for championships. We're not playing for anything except our brothers and our fans and pride in ourselves. And I hope that's the product that we put on the field on Saturday.
Thanks, guys.
Trey.
Yeah, Josh, this might be a better question for you, but maybe also for Pooh too, because, KJ's kind of been the face of the team and, a leader of the program. I'm curious from you guys, just how has his attitude been? This hadn't been the season that he thought it was going to be in his senior year. How's his attitude been? How's he been leading this program?
He's been leading it very well. He's very positive. He comes into work every day. He's trying to lead the younger guys just to get them developed and ready to play whenever their number is called. And I've seen great leadership from him. I've had experience in the past with quarterbacks that fit his play style, and he is leading us as well as he can. And I look forward to seeing his output on Saturday.
What about you, Pooh? I mean, I know you're defensive side of the ball, but KJ kind of is an overarching character.
The thing that I like about KJ, he is not emotionally inconsistent. He gonna be the same guy whether it's win or loss. He's just that high energetic guy who loves to play ball. He still work around. He's still being the same KJ. Still lean the offense to to just thrive and make up for the mistakes that they've had in the past. That are also defense. He's also in our ear as well. Just letting us know that he's behind us, no matter good or bad. There's nothing that's gonna just phase us as a team. So that's what I see from KJ.
And we've seen some struggles with the offense, a good bit of the year, but defense, that was pretty uncharacteristic to give up 354 yards on the ground. I'm wondering, what was Coach Williams, what was his message? What was his reaction to just the overall performance Saturday and then getting it corrected moving forward these last 2 games?
Man, obviously everybody on the team was disappointed with the outcome of the game. Nobody felt like they played Arkansas's brand of football. And, with Coach T. Will, it was just, how do we get back to that Arkansas brand? How do we get back to that physical, flying around, being fast, communicating defense that we were? And, just sitting back and, we just been heavy in the film room like we've been doing. Coach T. Will has not changed his coaching style at all. He's still that high energetic guy that's going to run around. We feed off his energy. He's still going to coach us hard. He's still going to give us tough love and things like that. So, we just listen to him. We just sit back and we trust him with everything that we have going on out here. We trust him and we trust our defensive staff.
And football is a team game. I mean, it's at a point. When the offense doesn't execute at a high rate and the special teams doesn't execute at a high rate, it puts a lot of stress on the defense. And we need to put them in the best position possible for them to be successful. And we as an offense fail to put them in that position.
Thanks, fellas.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it, guys. We got Landon Jackson, Andrew Armstrong, Bob. Get us going.
Okay, hey, how you guys doing? Thanks for coming in. I guess for both y'all, I mean, you've been playing all these SEC teams, and now you're playing FIU, and you're a big favorite. Um, kind of what's the mindset when you go from playing SEC teams to maybe some of the teams you're playing earlier in the non-conference?
Our biggest goal this week is really to, get a big time win for our fan base. These smaller schools in the past 2 years we have had trouble with, and I think it's because just our focus hasn't been right. So our biggest thing this week is really to be focused and locked in all practice and really get a big time win for our fan base.
Like he said, going into this game, playing SEC teams that we've been playing, this team is no different. I don't look at them different. Like I said, I come from a smaller school, so I know it's players, and like I said, those lower levels that are really great players and can make a difference in the game, no matter what level you're at. So I'm gonna go in this game, and I hope the team go into the game. We're going to go into this game, thinking, this is another great team we're playing, and nothing's going to change from that.
And you guys play on TV every week. This is a big deal for FIU to be on ESPN. You and Andrew, you alluded to it. You came from a smaller school. From that perspective, from a small school perspective, kind of how excited do you think FIU is for this opportunity? It's kind of a nothing to lose. Everybody nobody's expecting them to win, so they can kind of come in and just let it all hang out. Kind of from your perspective, from previous, your previous school, just what's the attitude of a team like FIU, do you think?
Man, I just know for a fact when I was at Commerce, my biggest goal was to play. I wanted to play Alabama. I knew for a fact we weren't gonna win. I wanted to play all the SEC teams. I knew for a fact we wasn't gonna win. But it's just you going out there and just playing against those teams that you probably watched when you were younger and things like that. So I know they're gonna come here with a lot of fight, a lot of enthusiasm to go out here and dominate.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Courtney?
Yeah, this is just a quick question for both of you guys. We saw Jacoby get some action on Saturday's game, and I just wonder from each of your perspectives, maybe Andrew can go first and then Landon, just what is he like? What have you seen from him as a player and then also as a teammate?
Man, Jacoby, when he's on the field, he's very dialed in, locked in. Y'all seen him throw the ball. He can throw the ball like no other. He got one of the strongest arms I've seen. He's the leader when he gets on the field. If you don't know where you're at, he can help you line you up. If you don't forget to play, you look at him, you tell you to play and things like that. So, he's just fitting in, and just being, Jacoby Criswell, being the player that he is.
Yeah, no, he's a great teammate, great guy to be around, and really just brings a positive mindset every day to work. So, great guy, love him to death, and great quarterback.
Thank you, guys.
Right.
Yeah, Landon, you guys as a defense probably, 36, 37 great quarters out of all the ones that you played. What happened against Florida? Was it just they got up by 21 real quick and kind of able to do everything? And what was the reaction from Coach T. Will about how to get you guys back playing the way you were before the Auburn game?
Yeah, I feel like it's more so on the players. We came into our unit meeting and Coach T. Will told us everything that he did wrong and knew that he did wrong. And then he just showed us certain plays in practice and the same play being called in the game. And us we weren't executing the play, to be honest. Like we just, weren't playing our style of football. We weren't wrapping up. Our tackling was by far the worst it's been all year, that game. So that's our biggest thing, stressing when we're thudding in practice to really thud up and wrap the guy up. And that's something we did not do. There was a lot of plays where we got him stopped on the 1-2 yard line and didn't get him down. So that was a big thing that we just didn't really do great on in practice. And just a lot of mental errors that game. So, just an all around bad game. I guess a lot of our defensive guys didn't really have the right mindset going in that game. That's something that we're definitely getting changed and working on every day in meetings, practice. And our focus level has been phenomenal these past 2 days. So, ready to see us go out there and get to work against FIU this week.
Why do you think maybe they didn't have the right mindset? It just seems like there's everything to play for in that game.
Yeah. No, I can only tell you for myself. So, I went in there with the right head, ready to work. But, it just didn't look like our style of football, to be honest, just from what I've seen on film. And that's just something we got to get cleaned up.
For both of you guys, there's been a lot of outside noise, obviously, a lot of people talking about Coach Pittman and stuff. What has his message been to you guys? Probably not to listen to what I just said, but what's his message been to you guys, and how has he talked to you about getting the ship righted for these last couple of games?
Man, really we got to battle adversity, you know. We've been doing it all year. We got to keep fighting. You know, you can't ever give up, because that's whenever you let the media and the talk win, you know, is when you give up and just let it take you over. So my biggest thing I do is I stay off social media whenever times get tough and everything, because I mean, all it does is just puts negative things in your brain that, I mean, the more and more you see negative things, you start to believe those negative things. That's something I try not listening to. And I mean, and Coach Pitts messaged us, he still loves us. He's still giving us his all. So, I mean, I'm still going to give him my all.
Just like Landon said, you know, Coach Pitt comes in there every day, you know, no matter what's going on in the media, he comes in there, you know, and make sure that we're good as players, you know, on and off the field, make sure that, you know, that whatever the media is saying about us or saying about a certain player or saying about a certain coach or things like that, you know, don't let that affect us, and just knock all the noise out and just come out here and ready to play football each week.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Tom, close us out.
Yeah, Landon, question about what FIU is doing offensively. Freshman quarterback, and they look like they have a smaller line than what y'all have gone against.
Yeah, I mean, their O-line is a little bit smaller. Their left tackle, I feel like, is a pretty talented O-lineman, though. I mean, he's 6'9", lighter. I mean, he's, I think, 290, but he's still 6'9", has great length. Biggest thing is just use our strength to our advantage, you know, and really just try dominating the game.
Andrew, on the offensive side of the ball, what do you see out of them, and what do y'all need to do to kind of get your motors back going?
You know, just go out there and execute. You know, there was plenty of times last game we didn't execute on things. You know, getting good on third downs. You know, it was like 1 for I don't know what we were for third down, but it's almost impossible for you to win a game like that when you're not converting on third downs and things like that, not doing good on first down. So I think that's our main focus is, you know, to do better on first downs, second downs, third downs, so we can, you know, get another set of downs and keep the field moving and let our defense not be on the field as much.
Was it surprising to you that all that momentum that you had in the Florida game, that you didn't carry it over offensively against Auburn?
I mean, I knew it was going to be some bumps and bruises for that game to start off, because, you know, last game, Coach Guyton, it was his first time, so they probably wasn't really going to know a lot of what we were going to do and things like that. So this game, you know, I'm pretty sure they watched film and things like that. But, you know, I feel like we had a great game plan going in. We just, like I said, we just didn't execute and as a team.
It was good to see you back on the field Saturday after that fall in the end zone. Did you see how close you came to holding on to that ball? And I mean, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm doing great. You know, I was just happy to get up and walk off myself, you know, and just be there for the team, you know, congratulate them on the win, you know, run on the field with them and things like that. So yeah, I'm cool with them. Is
there a sense in the locker room that you guys might be playing this game for Coach Pittman, these last two games, Landon?
No, we got to treat every game the same, you know. Biggest thing in the locker room is, I mean, season's not over, you know. We still got this game in Missouri left, and we got to prove a point. And I mean, just show them the team we are and continue to fight and keep working hard.
Andrew, any thoughts on that?
You say your question again?
Well, I mean, there's just a lot of, you know, speculation out there. Do y'all feel like maybe you're playing for Coach Pittman these last two games?
I mean, like Landon said, you know, we're just gonna go out there and play football regardless. You know, no matter what it is. We could have been 0-9 right now, 0-10. You know, like I said, we love football, so we're gonna go out there and play football, no matter what. If it's practice, I mean, we're just gonna play football regardless. If it's for somebody or if it isn't, you know. So,
all right, appreciate y'all.
Andrew, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.